everybody, I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of 2, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you might see the project and, well, recognize it, we're going to do a WIP and Chat. So grab out whatever that is for you, whether it's diamond painting, another craft, or maybe just housework. And yeah, let's have a ramble, shall we? I am going to grab my trusty little notebook and put it on the right page, because otherwise I will for sure forget what I was all doing this week. This week I am also going to use my diamond painting e-painter pen, which is this one. Put it in. So if you hear that humming noise, I'm sorry. That's the thing I can't change with this. So grab it out and let it unfurl a little bit. Because, yeah, that little tube will at times just curl up on itself. It's a little bit annoying, but oh well. What can you do about it? So let's see, what symbol do I start with? We're going with symbol 8. So first off, how are you all doing? I hope you had a great week again. If you did, well, good. If you didn't, well, I hope the upcoming week will be going better next week. Because yeah, let's be honest, it sucks when the week is going bad. Yeah, my week has been a mix of things. This morning, I had a morning of like, didn't want to do anything, but I really needed to, because I needed to drop off a package at our post office, and I was not having it, but I decided to go to a different post office than I normally go to check out like how they're going and stuff, and how the store is, and parking and whatever, because that's a place that's walkable for me. So I was like, yeah, as long as the weather is nice, it's nice to have a little excuse for a walk. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk there to see like if it's even possible, like if I have a heavy package or anything, or something like really big. Like, is it an easy place for me to drop something off? It's a little bit iffy, like having a big package or anything, but at least for the small stuff, it's nice. So it's something. But yeah, thankfully afterwards I felt a lot better. Also, the person in the store was actually also a diamond painter, she told me. So if by any chance you are the one that I dropped off a package at this morning and you told me you diamond paint, well, hi, now you know who I am. But let's be honest, that's quite a small chance. Because, yeah. The world is a small place, but still big enough. But yeah. All in all, it's been a week. And I was just so into my own bubble a little bit ago that I totally spaced out, like timing-wise. So I have a little over an hour, like an hour and 15 minutes, give or take, before I need to pick up the kids from school. So normally that should be more than enough time, especially with the fact that most of the times I talk pretty fast, which also doesn't help. But yeah, normally my videos are give or take an hour. You probably already know how long this rambling will take, but I don't. But oh well, oh well. But yeah, if nothing else, and I'm like needing to say more or whatever, I will just pause the video whenever I need to go, and then just start filming again in the morning when the kids are back in school, so I can then just continue. But yeah, we'll see if that is necessary or not. Either way, the video will still be going up tomorrow evening for you. Well, for me, today or days past, whatever applies for you. But yeah, it's now Tuesday afternoon as per usual. So that means that I have the option to finish tomorrow morning, even though I then need to transfer it to my computer, edit everything, render, upload the whole stuff, and need to be somewhat quick about it. But well, but my laptop has been making a little bit of like a lot of work. Because yeah, I have been doing my time-lapse scheduling, well, video scheduling in general, because I recently found out that like it might be a good thing for me, because earlier, at least in my opinion, how far as I thought, like the video said, like if I would have scheduled it a week in advance, like it compares the videos to like the videos that are also up for a week. But nowadays it doesn't, so now it just says like the time that it goes up. So I'm like, yeah, that's a bit easier, so it compares the videos, because if you are a creator, you notice you get like a little bit of like information about the video, like how many people watched it, how long, and everything. But it also is like, oh, this is the top, if in the top 10 recent videos it scores like this. But yeah, it's nice to have like something that compares to stuff that's actually on there as long, and not like a week longer than it's actually on. So, oh well, that's here nor there. But yeah, so I also had recently that I had a few times that it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh shoot, I still need to put up this video. So now I made myself a list, and I have the dates all like, okay, this video is going up then, this video is going up then, and stuff. Especially time lapses, I'm like way in advance. I believe I have everything like sorted out until like the beginning of December, I believe. Let's see, flip the page. Yeah, the 9th of December, that's when the last of the full time lapses will be going up. I am debating on if I will be doing the full time lapse of the mystery diamond pinning in between somewhere, because it will only be a full diamond pinning, or if I will be doing that like at the end on a Monday or just on a Friday or so. Yeah, I really need to think about what to do with that, but we'll get there eventually. But yeah, today has been a bit of a day that I'm like, ugh. Thankfully it's a lot better since I have been dropping off the package and have done a little walk. But yeah, I'm still feeling somewhat tired and stuff. I have been doing a lot this morning, but that might also be a reason why I'm feeling tired. As I said, in about an hour and a little bit, I need to pick up the kids from school. Then this evening I have it easy for dinner, because I am just grabbing stuff that we had in the freezer, like packaged food. Like when we have leftovers, we freeze it in the freezer, and whenever we want to have an easy dinner, we can grab something out the freezer. So today was that day. So at least I don't need to prep dinner before we go, because also at 4:15 I also need to have the kids at their gym class, and then the class is actually like starting, so I need to have them there before, and yeah, it's a whole load of something. But thankfully, since the past week, we can also, as parents, go into the gym class and sit there, so we can see what the kids are doing, because most of the times the smallest kids are in the back of the hall, and there is a divider in between. But even from like the the watching stations, bleachers, however you want to call them, whatever the name actually is. So yeah, in case you didn't know by now, English isn't my first language, so sorry if I mess up words, because many times I don't know the words. But yeah, so yeah, before when we would be watching in the actual like seating area, there wasn't a way to see what's going on because they had like these dividers and they were non-see-through, and yeah, it's not nice. So last week they were like, yeah, for the smaller kids that are in the back, you can go there and yeah, watch the kids. Yeah, we'll see. That will be interesting, like in half a year when our daughter is old enough to go to the bigger group and son for the smaller group. And it's like a little bit of like divide and conquer. Because now they are both in the same group, but we will see how everything turns out. But yeah, it's fun for the kids, so that's important. Especially that's the most important. Excuse me. But yeah, so after the kids are done, it's just 45 minutes. So then we need to go back home, and they obviously need to get out of their gym clothes first and everything. And yeah, by the time we get home, I'm like, I always want to have everything prepped and ready to go so that I don't need to like start doing everything before I need to be able to cook, because then we would be able to eat at like 7 o'clock, and yeah, the kids go to bed by like 7:30, so yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, thankfully the kids enjoyed their gym class, so at least that's something. Since a couple of weeks there is also a girl that is from Turkey, or Turkey, however you still want to call it. And yeah, so I've been talking a lot with mom during the gym classes. Also, like, she's a bit like, how does this go? How does that go? I'm like, yeah, I will guide you through, because they are just in the Netherlands for like, I believe they said like by now a month and a half, 2 months. So yeah, I can for sure understand that like a lot is new. And yeah, but it's fun. So what else did happen? Yeah, on Wednesday the kids and I did a little bit of crafting. We made mummy jars. We still need to finish them, because I only did the first layer. I had like a glass jar. They could pick whatever like Halloween-y creature they would like. Our daughter wanted a purple cat, so I was like, yeah, fine by me. If you want a purple cat, then you get a purple cat. But we made it by like getting a glass jar, spreading like loads of glue on it, and then put some crepe papier. I have actually no clue what the English name is, but it's like a type of crafting paper that's like really thin. And putting that on the jar, and then afterwards putting some more glue on it so it gets like entirely hard. And afterwards, when they are dry, well, which they are obviously now, but not on Wednesday. So probably we'll be doing that tomorrow, at least tomorrow for us, so Wednesday again. So probably then we will be finishing them. So in case of our daughters, I will get some, like, what's the word? There are actually multiple words for it. I do know in Dutch they call it chenildraad or pipe cleaners as well. Chenille wire or something is the first word. And yeah, they are like these iron thread kind of contraptions with like the fuzzy stuff on it. If you see them, you know what I mean. It gets used, at least here, a lot for crafting with kids. But yeah, so I will be putting those on there, some googly eyes, and I will grab some purple paper to make some ears. Probably some glitter glue to make the inside of the ears, and yeah, we'll see. Probably also for the mouth and stuff. But we will need to see. Maybe like a little gemstone in the shape of a heart or something. Need to see what all I have that you can use. And our son wanted to make a Frankenstein's monster, so his was green. He picked a darker green, so it's like a little bit more dark than I would pick myself, but well, it's his jar. We made one a couple of years ago. That's still every year on the shelf, so yeah, for him I will be making some like the scarring stuff. Do need to figure out how to do the mouth, but we'll see. And also we did from, if you know the show, Gabby's Dollhouse, you know, like these little hamster kitties. And I also made one of those, but I still need to figure out how I need to make the rest of it. But that's a different problem for a different time. But at least that way they can entertain themselves again. We also had a book fair at school. It was on Wednesday and on Thursday. We went on Wednesday. So directly after school we went, because I was like, yeah, by then you're pretty sure that there is enough choice. On Thursday there's the question if there's anything left. Our son just had his little coin left from when he turned in a book, because if they turn in a book they get a coin to grab something else, and yeah, they can choose something else for that. So ended up getting 2 extra books from Paw Patrol. That was last week, I believe. Yeah. I'm thinking like I have the feeling of like a little bit of a deja vu moment. Probably just in my brain. If I have told a lot about this already, I'm sorry. But yeah, so we got some books for the kids. We got a doctor's book for her daughter. It has like sounds and stuff. She loved it. She picked it out herself with her little coin, because apparently their class went already to the book fair, so I was like, yeah, fine by me. But yeah, obviously we still went. Couldn't find like a lot for her. But yeah, she had that one book. And I also found 2 small Paw Patrol books. They are like basically like the episodes in book form. They had 2 of them. Like all the books were like €1 each, which is actually for what they are secondhand at least a little bit expensive. But all the books were €1, and all the money they make at the end of it is going to the school itself, to like the parent committee. They are like organizing some fun stuff with it, so it's going basically like money for fun outings, for like stuff they do, like for example the Halloween things they do at school and stuff. So it was like, yeah, it's going back to the kids. So I'm like, yeah, you know what, I will just pay that €1 for every book. So yeah, but in the end, because they also both turned in a book, they also got 1 book each for free. So we got 4 books for €2, which isn't too bad, if I do say so myself. But oh well, oh well. So yeah, on Thursday we also had somebody come over for a like quota for a new air conditioning, because the one we have here in the living room is just gone basically, because yeah, it is moldy and stuff and gross and everything. So we're like, yeah, we really need to have a new one. I have a feeling that I have like the AB coating inside of this tube. That's strange. Huh. I need to keep look at it. Do now see it like, hey, it's shining on the inside. Is this normal? But it might also be that it's part of like the tubing system, because I use it most of the times for AB drills. And yeah, maybe it still pulls out a little bit of the AB coating. Doesn't help that I always use a pen to move the drills around a little bit. But yeah, as I was saying, because yeah, our air conditioning was like, first off, it's really old, but it also started to mold and stuff. And yeah, so we're like, yeah, now it's like really time to get a new one. So we got somebody over to give like prices and stuff and whatever, and what's the possibility to like move it around a little bit, so it's like a little bit more in front of our living room as well. So that was thankfully possible. Yeah, it will be quite a decent amount of money. But yeah, they also need to charge some extra, because the fact that they also need to get rid of the old one, and they also need to pay for that. So yeah, they obviously make that money go back to the person buying it, because yeah, that's normal. But yeah, they also installed our previous air conditioning. Well, previous one we bought, that is for upstairs. And they were at that time, they were saying like, well, maintenance isn't like really necessary, and as long as it works, it works. But he was also saying like, well, by now they got a few like refresher courses and everything. And yeah, he said like, I need to get back from what I said earlier, and it is better to clean it out and everything. And apparently certain stuff that comes in there apparently will be getting moldy and stuff. So he was like, yeah, well, so yeah, we need to pay a little bit extra, and we will then directly have the guy that will be installing it, clean out the other one, so that's for functioning as well again. So we're like, yeah, well, he's here then, so can he directly do that? So that was no problem, thankfully. So yeah, so they got here on Thursday. They were like, yeah, if you want it, sign the dotted line, and we will arrange that it will be, well, installed. Give or take 3 weeks. Well, by the evening, I was doing my regular time-lapse filming, and at a certain point, I looked at my phone and I saw that I had a notification that I missed a call, because this phone, whenever somebody calls me, I don't hear my phone go off or anything. So yeah, it's nice and it's not nice at the same time. Thankfully, I am not one that's like being called that often, so it's not like really difficult. As long as like the school doesn't call right this second, it's not too much of an issue. But to be quite honest, if they can't reach me, they will try my husband. Okay, he is not able to pick up his phone at work, but then if it's like really important, they will be calling my parents-in-law. And yeah, if they start fussing, it's like, I'm sorry, I can't help it that I can't always hear my phone. I don't have that thing like 24/7 glued to my hand. Because yeah, the kids go, well, our daughter is now in her 3rd year of going to school, and they just called me once for something that they like needed me to pick up our daughter, because yeah, she had a little accident and she got a rock against her head. So we're like, yeah, since it is her head, might be an idea. Was on a day that we had like a medal ceremony for my husband, so that wasn't like an easy an easy day as well with having the kid there. But yeah, our son also needed to go to the in-laws, so it was like, yeah, well, now you got two. Thankfully all turned out great. Nothing happened, but okay. Yeah, last year I got a call that the teacher wanted to ask like if I would be okay with it if they painted our daughter's face a little for a carnival, because she wanted it. I was like, yeah, fine by me, but I can understand that, especially with like many people having allergies and skin and stuff, that they were like, yeah, we want to make sure that it's okay. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, that's the only things that they called me, so yeah. We'll all be fine. It will be fine. But yeah, so as I was saying, I digress again. Well, I get off topic, sidetracked, however you want to call it, but at least I'm not at the topic that I was. Yeah, so I then got a text message like, hey, can you call me back? It's so-and-so from so-and-so for this and that. And I was like, to my husband, like, should I call them now? Because it was like 9 o'clock in the evening on Thursday still. I was like, well, call them back tomorrow. So I messaged them back like, hey, today is not like really working out. Is it okay if I call you tomorrow? Which was fine. So that was nice. Totally forgot that I needed to call until I was like at the swimming lessons of our daughter. So I was sitting there and all of a sudden like, oh dang, I really need to do that. So I messaged my husband like, hey, can you call that? This is the number. And I got a little bit later, I got a message like, hey, they can already install it on Thursday. So yeah, a week instead of 3. But yeah, better that they say 3 weeks and that it's 1, and then they say 1 week and it's 3. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what to choose. Also had a little bit of a frustration moment on Thursday because yeah, I went to pick up the kids, or well, my husband and I both did, because the person for the air conditioning came. He was off the afternoon, so we picked up the kids together, because why not? And our daughter came outside and she was pulling up the pants and everything, and I was like, that's not your pants. Apparently she already gave her own pants to my husband. So like, that's not your pants. I was like, no. Then I saw my husband with the pants and was like, what the heck? Apparently she was playing like either on the slide or anything, but she at least got mud on her pants. So she got one of the spare pants that they have at school. Yeah, she has size 104, which is basically like centimeters of the length of a kid. That's what like sizes of clothing are for in the Netherlands. So if you have like a size you basically need to grab the size like closest to the length of your kid. That's most of the times like a quite accurate, depending on obviously if you have a small kid like width-wise or if it's a little bit chubby. Some kids just have a little bit more baby fat left. But yeah, our daughter was like really skinny. But yeah, the pants she got from school was 134 instead of 104. So yeah, it was way too big for her. She also didn't have any socks because, yeah, I later found out the teacher couldn't find them. And I was like, you little demon, you know you have a set of extra clothing in your bag because you are so tiny. If something happens, you don't have spare clothing that will fit you. And it's not the first time that she's so dirty that she needs to grab the school clothing. So it's not a strange thing for us to have that happen. But I'm like, you know you have spare clothing. Why grab the school clothing? Because also many times in the smaller classes, especially interns, don't look at the stuff that the kids have themselves. They will just be grabbing whatever is closest. Many times that's the school clothing. But I'm also one that I'm I don't like to have it for longer than necessary. So I directly, when we get home, let the kids change out of it, wash it, dry it, and the next day have it back. Yeah, it wasn't dry. So it was yeah, sorry. So Friday morning, I went with our daughter to school, got to the classroom, to the teacher, hey, she has spare clothes, just in case. So, yeah, would be nice. And she was oh, is there also socks in there? I was yeah. Does she know? I'm yeah. She's oh, you little... She's she is something. She really is something. I was yeah, I'm really much aware of that. It's yeah, I have spare clothing in 3 places and there were socks nowhere to be found. So yeah, I needed to just let her go barefoot. And I was ugh. Yeah, but yeah, she has spare clothing. She was okay, at least now I know for next time. I was yeah. But at the same time, when we picked the kids up, I was oh, you got to be kidding me. I was a little bit angry about it. But yeah, apparently it was also our daughter's fault and not the school's fault. Not per se, at least. It's not that the teacher did know, so yeah. But yeah, also our son, when we came home, I found out that in their lunchbox, he again forgot one of his utensils. This time he forgot his spoon. So yeah, on Friday I also needed to go back to his teacher, hey, he forgot this again. So he's yeah, you know, there and there's everything that is missing, or well, too much, it will be put there. You can see if you can find it there. So looked at that. Thankfully it was there. It was actually his one, because it has the stains from where I put his initials. But yeah, they wash off really quickly. But yeah, at least they had the yellow set there, so it was yeah, that's yours. He was holding it with his 2 hands, proud as can be, I've got my spoon back, I've got my spoon back. And I was yeah, if you make sure you don't forget it next time, you don't need to look for it, you little kids. Seriously. Especially our son. He's the person that forgets everything. So I'm really curious how that will go when he's older. But yeah, I think I lost his utensils multiple times already. I think only this school year, which started in September, I believe, August, September-ish. But at least it's a few weeks now. And I already needed to search for, I think, every part at least once or twice. Yeah, now I also do the fruit cutting on Thursday. I also know the concierge a little bit better. So now I'm hey, did you find the yellow set again? So then I can just be like, hey, I need this one. But I have the feeling that the yellow set is like the one that is not too terribly common, because yeah, it wasn't a lot of it when I went to look for the cup that he had. Like the beginning of the school year, they got a notification like, hey, everything that's still left from last year, make sure you look at it. Otherwise, it will be donated. Because yeah, it's still perfectly fine to use. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to look if there's something like yellow of a cup. And there were a few, but like, for example, the green or the blue, there were a lot more. So yeah, now I know that if I miss something, I need to just go there. Like first look in the class, then go there. But oh well. Thankfully our daughter is a lot better with her stuff. At least with like keeping track of where everything is. But she isn't good at keeping her stuff clean or whole. Because she is the one that has stuff the most that needs to be thrown out, because she basically just makes it so dirty that it's not even washable. Like, for example, yesterday she came back home, opened her jacket, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, the front of her shirt was full of paint, like green and orange paint. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, don't you have aprons in school? If so, make sure that the teacher gives you one before you start to paint. Because, yeah, if I can't get it out, I can throw away another shirt. Thankfully, we found a way to save it. Or well, my husband did. Because I first off just let it soak. Then I washed it. It was less, but it still was in there. So my husband was like, yeah, I'm going to watch. Like, if I can find something that is like advised to use, I wanted to just like put it with Vanish for a little bit. But he looked it up. It was just mild soap and some water. Make like a little goo out of it. Put it on the stain and yeah, let it soak. After a while, wash it out. Thankfully, that did get rid of most of it. So I'm like, you are damn lucky, girl. But it still is a thing of like, are you kidding me? But oh well. Breathe in and breathe out. But yeah, it was a bit of a case of like, oh, are you kidding me? So let's get to my notes. What all did else happen? Yeah, on Friday we went to the store Van Kranenbroek again. It's like close to us. We wanted to get ourselves some new skeletons for Halloween. If you've been here last week, you might notice I wanted to have some more skeletons for like in Halloween itself to make like a danse macabre. Sadly, they didn't have skeletons at the moment. So hopefully we can find them still before then, and otherwise, well, it will be a thing for next year. Because, yeah, most of the times they will get it like once or twice a year, and that's about it. But yeah, there wasn't much left now. I actually couldn't find any skeletons in our store. So maybe if we drop off the kids next week at my parents', we can go there and hopefully we have some skeletons there. But we will need to see. I actually need to call my parents to see if it is okay if the kids come and go there for a night. Most of the times they are okay with it because they also know how nice it is to have a little bit of breathing space. Because yeah, they also many times did the same with me, like in a vacation, like at least one night, drop me off somewhere so they could have just a night for themselves. Because let's be honest, it's very important if you have kids, to still have some time for yourself as a couple so that you don't grow apart too much. Still can happen, but yeah, don't want to make it worse than it already is. But yeah. Am I still filming? However, is this going? I am still filming. Good. And that's nice. Already going on for 40 minutes. So. But yeah, I still have like half an hour, so a little bit more. Should be enough. Should be more than enough. At least I hope so. But yeah, so as I was saying, like I want to drop the kids off next week at my parents. Because next week the kids have their fall vacation, autumn break, fall break, however you want to call it. Here we call it herfstvakantie. So I don't know how you call it where you are from. But it's like fall vacation. So that means that the kids will be home next week. So that will also mean for me that I will be needing to film my WIP and Chats in the evening again. Well, WIP and Chat, it's just 1 week. But yeah, it's not a thing I want to film with the kids around, because if they're upstairs, as soon as they jump a little bit, like it sounds like somebody is like, I don't know, falling through the ceiling or something. Because, yeah, we have wooden floors and ceilings, so it's kind of noisy. And, yeah, if I just film it in the evening, it will be just a lot easier that way. But, yeah. Past weekend, as I said, on Friday, we went on a skeleton hunt. As I said, sadly couldn't find it. But at least we tried. It's something. Afterwards, again, our daughter had her swimming lessons, which she was very excited about, and it was fun. I don't know what day it was actually that I had trouble with it last week, but I had like a few days that I had like trouble with my eyes. I do believe I said it last week that I had it on Monday or Tuesday. But I was feeling like something was scratching my eye the entire time. So it felt like really irritated. Found out like in the evening that I had like a little lump on my eyelid, like on the edge, like that is scratching still every time you blink over your eye. I think they were like little zits, pimples, or however you want to call it, because it was gone like the day after. But it was so annoying just because it kept getting irritated. It felt so terrible. I had like no like energy left to diamond paint or anything, because it felt like, yeah, something was annoying my eye the entire time. And I had that again, I believe it was Thursday, and otherwise it was Friday. I think it was Thursday. I believe that like Friday in the morning I had the same issue, but thankfully that one was going away quickly, so it didn't bother me again in the evening. But yeah, it was annoying. It was really annoying. Okay, I'm going to fill up with the other container. But yeah, that wasn't the best. Thankfully, for like coughing wise, I'm doing a lot better. I still notice, like, for example, now when I'm talking a little bit more, here we go again, that my throat starts to get scratchy, and that then I feel like I'm starting to cough a little bit more. But like normal, when I'm not talking too terribly much or anything, it's going pretty okay. So hopefully in like the next couple of weeks, it's completely gone. But we will see. Like the 8 weeks that it needs to be really gone by, that's like next week. So we will see, But at least it's not too terribly much, even though like Friday and Saturday, I believe, I had a terrible night. I woke myself up twice with coughing. Our son woke me up twice with coughing. I also got woken up by our fire alarm. That's like in our basement, outside. I still did hear it in my bed. Yeah, I actually got woken up by that one twice also, because first it went off, but it was a false alarm before I even was out of bed. It stopped. Yeah, a couple of hours later, it went off and it kept going off. Even my husband woke up with it. Probably for the fact that I got out of bed. But yeah, so it was nothing. Went to the basement because I pretty soon like noticed that it was there, because I wanted to put on some shoes. I have like these ready to put your feet in, flip-flop kind of contraptions for outdoors, like our kitchen door. So I went there and I heard it better there than I did like at our hallway door. So I was like, oh, that needs to be that one. So went there. Obviously, first did like check if the door was hot or anything. Nothing. I didn't see any smoke or anything. So I was like, okay, it's safe to open up the door. Still a little bit like cautious, obviously. But yeah, it was a false alarm. The thing was just screaming its little head off, but nothing happened. So yeah, I yanked it down. Thankfully, we have it just like on the ceiling with magnets, so it's really easy to get down. Because if you use them with these special hooks that they come with, many times they're really hard to get down. And if you have like a false alarm like now, or an empty battery at the entire, like in the middle of the night, because they never go out during the day. No, that's always at night. Yeah, then they like are really annoying, and if you don't get them off, like you get also frustrated, and they're loud, and yeah, good that they are loud, but when they are like giving false alarm, it's a little less great. But yeah, so with the magnet like holders, they are actually specially for smoke alarms. So yeah, I can just yank them off the ceiling, yank the battery out of them, and be done with it. To be sure, I still left the basement door to outside open. So like if there's anything like it reacted to some sort of gas or anything, it would be gone. But yeah. Nothing happened ever since, so yeah. So there is a possibility that there was just some dirt trapped in that thing. Had that happen a little bit ago with the attic, so yay. But yeah. So also on Saturday, our daughter had a kid's birthday party. But yeah, it was a long day. We needed to drop them off at 11:30. So they had lunch there. And yeah, normally they would be gone until 7 o'clock, because then the kids would be brought home. But I got a message at like 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish, like, hey, can you come pick her up? Because she's asking like to go back home. She's not feeling well. Apparently she also threw up. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, they actually asked like if they could drop her off, and I was like, yeah, I can also come pick her up, because yeah, they live on our street. It's like, I can also come pick her up if that's easier for you with the other kids and stuff. So it's like, yeah, that's also fine. So they ended up being just back from going glow golfing, like mini golf. And yeah, apparently that didn't go too terribly well in the car. So yeah. But yeah, it was a long party. I told another mom about it Monday, and she was like, also like, how long? I'm like, yeah, normally it's just a few hours. And yeah. But yeah, we think it just was too much for her because she didn't throw up again at home. To be sure, we let her grab her special stuffed animal, like from her bedroom. She plunked on the couch. She could choose what she wanted to watch on TV. It had like a little couch potato moment. And I was like, yeah, if you want to eat in a little bit, let me know. Because the mom was saying like they didn't have dinner yet because they actually wanted to just at that time go eat some French fries. We actually ate some aardappel croquettes, which is like potato croquettes. So we're like, yeah, I can also make you some French fries if you want. Not too terribly much, but you can have some. Rather have you eat a little bit later again, instead of like eating a lot and throwing everything up again. Because she was still saying she didn't feel too terribly well. So yeah, in the end, like an hour later or something, she ate a little bit. Thankfully, everything went well. But yeah, I think just it was too much for her. That was also what she later on kept telling, that it was too much. I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's no problem. I actually kind of saw it coming, so yeah. But yeah, we're also just done with dinner, so it wasn't too terribly timing bad or anything. We ourselves, like husband, son and I, went to a city close to us. We actually also went to the train station there, so our son could also watch some trains. Wanted to do that back when we went back to the car again, but then it was like a 40-minute wait until the next train, so we're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We also got him finally a pair of extra spare shoes. They were white, but they were like 1750, so we're like, better that than nothing. Because our son is killing shoes. It's just not normal again. And yeah, so we're like, yeah, then at least we have something spare. If nothing else, our daughter can have them because she's in the same shoe size. Even though it's not that she's so much gentler with shoes. But have kids, they said. Also, like in a little sort of shopping mall area they have there. They were there with balloons, so they're like, hey, do you want a balloon? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, but you are going to carry it yourself. I'm not going to walk around with your balloon. So at a certain point he was like, here, you hold it. I was like, no, you wanted it. Let's be honest, I'm quite a bitch in that regard. I was like, hey, you want it, you carry it. It's just a balloon. It's not something heavy or anything. Because before we went, we did pick up some little bread rolls and croissants and stuff from the store. And we picked out something to drink, so we got a 6-pack of apple juice, just the small bottles. And he wanted to carry that, so I was like, yeah, fine. We are not too terribly heavy. And we're like 2 meters from the register. So at a certain point, because it was kind of busy, my husband was like, should I take that? He was like, no. I was like, you know what? Let's try it this way. He's like, shall I take for the apple juice from you and you take your own bread rolls that you can carry? And it was like, yes. So it was like, let's do that then. But he did really nicely kept his word. He hold them, put them on like the conveyor belt. Is that the correct word? At least the register, like the belts that you put your stuff on. So he kept his stuff the entire time, and he was being a good boy. To be quite honest, both our kids, they are sweethearts, both of them, don't get me wrong. But when the two of them are together, they are annoying as hell. If you go shopping with both of them, it's hardly doable. Only if you are with just one parent and both kids. They're also, most of the times, pretty well behaved. But if you are with both parents and both kids, it's just hardly doable. They are so bad listeners and annoying and walking around like everywhere except where you want them to be and not listening. And but like Saturday, with our son being the only one with us two as parents, he was well behaved. I was like, can't you do that when your sister's with you? Like, seriously? But thankfully it went all okay. He had fun, so that was good. And yeah. Sadly, we couldn't find a Halloween shirt in his size. So we need to see what we can do about that. Maybe I quickly need to look on AliExpress later on. See if there's anything like with the choice that you have like spent €10 and you have free shipping, because there's always something that we can use. I also finally have some mica powders in red that's like actually red, because yeah, these are my like test pieces and they are like, this one is actually red. Normally they are like pink. Also made like a little coaster. I really love how this turns out. It looks like it's wet. It's just regular white, like normal resin. Just put it in and let it form droplets. And then I put some coat, like regular, like leftovers actually, for the rest. This is what I got left over from the part that I worked with yesterday. It's like the red from the puzzle piece. And then black that I had from the rest. I thought it turned out really amazing. Yes, it needs to be actually like a little bit thicker. Because, yeah, the mold wasn't full, but I thought the black and red was so cool that I was like, yeah, I'm not going to pour anything over that. It's just like a test batch, so it's just that I know like the shape, how it turns out and everything. So yeah, I demolded it, took it out of the mold, and I looked at the front and I was like, ooh, this looks cool as well. So I was pretty impressed with myself. I hope that the rune stones I made a second batch will be turning out just as well. I did the second like pouring layer to hopefully have them somewhat flat at least. I did that in the morning so I can take them out of the mold like in this evening, somewhat later on. So hopefully that all went well. So I don't need to sand too terribly much, because I'm planning on doing that tomorrow or maybe Thursday. Because yeah, then I can do when the guy for the airco installing is here. But yeah. Yeah, so fingers crossed that they get out of the mold. Fine, that I don't need to sand too terribly much. Okay, I'm done. For now, these colors are too big. But yeah, so hopefully that is all going well. I also last week did like a lot of, last week of the week before, I did also a lot of test batching. I have 2 molds of these like puzzle pieces, and one of them is like actually one that's already older. I used that to make the letters J, U, and F, which spell out Juf for the teachers. My kids to school last year. And so yeah, that one was already a little bit done for. I also used that one for the last test batch. So now I'm just looking like, okay, what symbols can I use? Which ones are bad, are like too bad to demold, because at a certain point they just get stuck in the mold. Yeah, I have them separated in like 6 different drawers. So it's like, okay, what symbol can I use for what letter? So yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, for the rest. Yeah, the only thing that for the rest actually this weekend happened is that on Sunday we did a lazy day. The kids had a pajama day. Well, me and husband actually didn't have a lazy day, but the kids had a lazy day. And we cleaned out our freezer and our upstairs fridge. So that's all nice and clean now again. And I have here a drill that's wanting to pop off. So yeah, that's all nice and clean now. So I can just use that again. Going to cover this up. Because yeah, that cleaning out, especially the freezer, was really much necessary. That's why I also have like my thumb knuckles open. Because yeah, the ice is hard. And I was just stabbing it. So yeah, that didn't always go according to plan, but it's clean now. So hopefully for like at least the next half year or something, I can go without needing to clean it again. So yay. I actually still need the other freezer, but that's thankfully not as bad as that one. So we'll see until how long I can just pull that one off. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry for yawning. Cat is already thinking like, "Oh, I heard you yawn, but does that mean that I get food?" I know, you were looking outside. Did I distract you? We have like these little curtains, like rolling curtains. And I have it on the front, like closed in like little gaps. So she can't actually see right through it. So she said on the scratching post, like, it was right perfectly cat eye height that there was like a slit in between the like non-see-through parts, so she could nicely still watch outside. So it was fun. But yeah, I am going to leave it at this. I'm rambling on for long enough. I have said everything that I can now think of that I could say. It's now 2:30 and I need to be at school in half an hour. So thankfully I still have 15 minutes to clean up my mess and relax a little bit. And yeah, after that, as I said, picking up the kids, making sure they have a little bit to snack, and bring them to gym class and keep on the regular week going and all the stuff that I always need to do. And ugh. The joys of being a stay-at-home mom. You also make sure you have a lot of mess in your house, which you constantly need to clean. Doesn't help that we have 2 cats as well. But yeah, I am going to leave it at this because otherwise I'm still here in an hour rambling on about nothing. You know me. Yeah, with this all being said, I hope you all will have a wonderful rest of your week or your night or your day off, whatever all applies. And yeah, well, you know the drill. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and all the fun YouTube stuff. If there is anything you want to ask or tell or whatever, let me know down in the comment section below. If you just want to let me know that you watched the video without putting in an entire comment, you can also, as per usual, put in just a single emoji or a row of emojis would also be fine. And yeah, as I said, I hope you liked the video and well, I hope to see you soon. Bye!